Hi, this is David Boje, and today we're going to talk about business storytelling. I'm the editor-in-chief of these volumes on business storytelling. This one's on entrepreneurship, this one's on history, postcolonial studies, diversity in business storytelling and socioeconomics. Oh, did you think that was all of them? We got business storytelling and communication, business storytelling, science and statistics, grounded methodology. I think I forgot one. Let's see. Right here. Oh, where is it? Diversity. And there's others. So I think it's important now that we've introduced that there's an encyclopedia of business storytelling, that we look at what is the genre of business storytelling. And for that, I'm going to hold up this book on speech genres and other late essays. And what I want to talk to you about today is how Mikhail Bakhtin looks at these different genres, and I'm going to focus on the genre of storytelling. Now, I've been specializing in the genre of business storytelling for 40 years, and there's the verbal nature of business storytelling when you're interacting with a customer and you're at a supermarket and the clerk and the customer are having that exchange, that everyday business storytelling, or when you're in a construction phase of renovating your home and you bring in a construction crew and you're having that conversation of the kind of designs and the paint colors and everything else. So you get into the nitty gritty. Or you're a company like Nike, makes those sneakers, and you just paid $35, you're Phil Knight, and you bought the swoosh and the Just Do It slogan. You know, these are the processes of the formation of business storytelling. The founder, Phil Knight, or Sam Walton at Walmart, right? And the Walton family, all billionaires, multi-billionaires. But there's everyday dialogue, the letters to shareholders, the conversational storytelling events that take place in business. So simple stories are primary genres, but then there's complex genres, many voices, polyphonic. You know, when we look at these primary genres, you know, the simple stories that have a beginning, middle, end, and just do it, and we're supposed to fill in the blanks for the rest of it. But we have these complex stories about business storytelling in sustainability, in colonialism and postcolonialism, in diversity. So there's so many kinds of business storytelling that we had to produce many volumes, sets of volumes. And so I want to give you an idea of what is business storytelling. So I think we have to deal with the whole of business storytelling, not just the CEO speeches, not just the public relations banter to the public, trying to convince them that, no, Nike shoes are not made in sweatshops. No. They have dorm-like conditions like college campuses. So business storytelling requires a deeper study to get beneath the public relations hype, get into the spheres of activity of business storytelling of the workers, the suppliers, the managers, the board of directors, the investors, the supply chain, right? Not just what the CEO says is the story of the organization. Important, but hey, let's not typify that as the whole iceberg. So there's some existing taxonomies of business storytelling out there. And, you know, there's the official story, there's the backstage story, etc. There's some attempts at some scientific analysis of business storytelling. The whole Academy of Management meets every year to deal with business storytelling and make it some sort of science. But these attempts at developing classifications of business storytelling have been kind of lame. And that's why, postcolonialism, diversity, socioeconomics, the big challenges like sustainability in business storytelling. These are important aspects if we're ever going to get to the science of business storytelling and the statistics. The businesses are telling stories with their statistics, with their annual reports. And we are looking at business storytelling communication very, very widely because we want to understand, hey, what is going on here? What is this phenomenon of business storytelling? Can we kind of understand it a little bit better? There's business true storytelling. Mostly there's business fake storytelling. If you really dig into the history of business storytelling, this is something that Albert Mills and Nicholas Deal do in one of the volume that's number 2 in one of the series. We have several series. Or look at Duncan Paley's in Business Storytelling and Entrepreneurship. So I want to give you an idea. At the World Scientific Press, you can get a sample chapter in each of these volumes. So business storytelling is a part of a complex historical dynamics. The business storytelling back in the days of the Renaissance, then the medieval days, and we got to look at that. Business storytelling has changed a lot. It changes just decade by decade, sometimes more frequently. Look at how business storytelling has changed with the introduction of artificial intelligence. Now everybody is running to these AI apps to elucidate their storytelling. And, I love the app Notebook LM. It's a good way to express your storytelling, do it in writing or dictate it, and then put the text, transcribed text, into Notebook LM, and you'll hear these, the male and the female avatar AI characters talking about your material. But what's interesting is the grammar and the stylistics of AI. Business storytelling has taken a big turn from 19th century, Industrial Revolution, etc., the 20th century when we were supposed to be these great service economies, and now the 21st century of business storytelling. AI, is a lot of hype about AI, but I think you got to know it's garbage in, garbage out. You got to have good material. And I played around with AI, but people seem to like having our own voice in there and not some AI characters that are artificially doing something, pretending to be in conversation. But it is good feedback because it helps me as an academic kind of ground myself into everyday conversation. And I know I have to mention a Walmart, a Sam Walton, and how he kept it a very lean enterprise, didn't get into a lot of different kinds of activities, kept it simple, but knew all of the store owners and managers and most of the employees by their names, visited the stores. It's something that, Harley Davidson began to do once the Japanese bikes were kicking their butt in the marketplace. The executives took a motorcycle ride, riding their own Harleys. That would have been interesting, seeing executives and vice presidents out there talking to real bikers saying, hey, how come your bikes leak oil? What's the deal here? So the flow of business storytelling, the nature of its duration, think about how I used to go to the video store like Blockbuster and pick out these video things, and then Netflix came, and within a few years Blockbuster was pretty much closed. There's one or two open for nostalgia's sake here and there. So we're understanding in business storytelling, conversational storytelling inquiry is what Grace Ann and I do, and the response of one teller to another teller, and rejoinders by listening to the story, to the business storytelling, and doing counter stories. I do counter stories to Nike in particular. I kind of say, well, hey, there still are sweatshops out there. Don't believe all the hype you hear. Conditions got better, thank you, Nike, but there's still a lot of things that are going on that we need to pay attention to, and we need to get past the marketing hype, the glossy cover story. Look at my work on Walt Disney and Disneyland. Walt is characterized in the public sphere as this gentle, grandfatherly, perfectionist artist who could draw cartoons all day, but in reality, he couldn't even draw a cartoon for squat. And Ub Iwerks, what a name, could draw 700 cartoons a day, and Walt relied on him to put out the cartoons. And Walt was not so easy to get along with. He would tap his fingers on the chair, like I'm doing now, and say, speed it up, your presentation. People are intimidated to present to Walt, and if he slowed down the tapping, it meant, I'm interested, tell me more. So there's a very pragmatic understanding of storytelling in business storytelling, yes, but it's also material storytelling. Businesses are selling us services and things, and they are using things and the kind of the quantum material energy, the vibrant mattering energy, as Jane Bennett talks about it. And we are not just oral storytellers or writing texts, but we're material storytellers, as Annette Strand does it in Denmark with the material storytelling labs, where you assemble things. I did this in a presentation yesterday on what is rhizomatic storytelling, a rhizomatic expansion in all directions, but things are happening. So we hear business storytelling, and we might agree or disagree and say, oh, it's a simple genre, or it's very complex, and you have to look at the whole industry and the context and historical and the projections on the future, the prospective sense-making, and the campaigns that they're under, and the kind of weird situations they get into, And so business storytelling kind of appropriates scientific storytelling, they appropriate statistical storytelling. I like to go and deconstruct Apple computers' statements about the iPhone and these laptops that, we're only using very friendly materials from the mines, and we're not employing children, and we're having all these things verified. But, if you look into the situation, not so much. There's still a lot going on. So if we look at these expressive intonations, like Nike's Just Do It, right? These expressive combinations of words, and the swoosh that becomes the symbol, right? And of the business storytelling, but also the scientific patterns of putting the best glues and the best rubber material, etc., and the best laces, even automatic laces that go whoosh and pull your shoe together, and these Michael Jordan kind of shoes that are so sought after. So we forget how the shoes are made. So Bakhtin calls for something called addressivity. the interlocutors of everyday business storytelling, the specialists in marketing, in artificial intelligence, in operations and manufacturing, right? All of this addressivity in these particular zones of utterances, specialized languages inside the business, the styles of business storytelling, right? The dialogue that's happening in the various rooms of a business. See my work on Tomorrowland, the analysis of Disney, but it can be any kind of business organization where storytelling is happening in many rooms all at once, and we're looking at the many different genres of business storytelling. And today I've looked at it through the lens of Mikhail Bakhtin. I hope this has been informative and fun for you, and stay tuned. Make a suggestion for another kind of topic, and I'll try to do it. And I want to thank you very much for tuning in today. Bye.